Hello, Africa. You're welcome to this insightful discussion on a critical aspect of the university experience finances. Today, we delve into a complex web of university finances where the trends of financial aids, scholarships, and personal strategies weave together to shape their educational journey. In the world of higher education currently, students often navigate challenges that extend beyond the academic realm. And among these challenges, financial considerations stands as a significant pillar. Our focus today is to explore students' perspective on the availability and effectiveness of financial assistance, the transformative impact of scholarships, and the diverse array of approaches employed to overcome financial hurdles. So join me today as we discuss university finances, exploring financial aid, scholarships, and overcoming hurdles. My name is Jemima Daladem Doche, and this is African Student Voices on AAU TV. You can also join in the conversation on our social media handles, Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube. I have here with me lovely guests, but then I'll introduce them after the break. Welcome back from the break. And if you just joined us, this is African Students Voices. My name is Jemima Daladem Doche, and I'll be your host for today. We are discussing university finances, exploring financial aids, scholarships, and overcoming hurdles. And I have been joined by three lovely guests, one from Zambia and two from Ghana. So today I have here with me Frimpong-Manso Osei Nhyira Pauline, a level 300 student of the University of Ghana, reading philosophy with political science. She was the former EC Secretary, Religions Department, and she is currently the General Assembly rep for Dr. Hila Liman Hall at the University of Ghana, Legon. And right here with me too, I have Abraham Nketia Tawiah or Abraham Tawiah Nketia, and he's the SRC's External Affairs President for UPSA, and he is also the local NUCS President, which is the National Union of Ghana Students. And lastly, I have with me Miss Kaoma, a recently passed student of the Muluguchi University in Zambia, and she is also the Zambia National Students Union Gender and Human Rights Secretary, and she is also the Commonwealth Students Association country representative. You are all welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Okay,
for having us.
Miss Kaoma, can you hear me? You're welcome. Okay, good. So today we are talking about university finances, exploring financial aid and scholarship, also overcoming financial hurdles. So we'll go straight into the conversation for today. Madam Inshira, Miss Inshira, if I'm permitted, yes. So apart from all that I have read, are there any extracurricular activities that you do on campus that you want to talk about?
No, please, just
That's
that.
all. What
That's
about
all.
you, Mr. Abraham?
Thank you. Before I comment, I'd like to extend my greetings to your cherished viewers. Yeah.
Okay.
So, on campus, I do engage in business competitions. Currently, I participated in the Horticulture Business Challenge 2023, organized by the Netherlands Embassy together with the Ghana Netherlands Business Council. So, it was a great experience. So, I do engage in business competitions.
Okay, okay. Miss Kaoma, if you can hear me, are there any extracurricular activities you were engaged in since you just completed the university?
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer by profession, but I'm also founded organization that helps young Africans to be great leaders. So I'm a co-founder of Compassion Aid, a non-governmental organization, apart from. Sure.
Okay, please can you take that again? It's like the line is breaking a bit, so I can hardly really hear you.
Okay, I said I'm a lawyer by profession, so I graduated as a law student, so I work as a lawyer. But then apart from that, I've got a non-governmental organization called Compassion Aid, which aims at mentoring young African leaders.
Okay, okay, that's so good to hear, Miss Kauma. So now let me still be on you, Miss Kaoma. So, I mean, looking at all the things you do and the positions you have held in school and outside school, or even currently, have you been faced with any financial challenges when you were on campus, and how did those challenges come up? I mean, financial challenges.
Yes, I'm one person. While in school, I faced a lot of financial challenges. Due to the fact that in Africa, I don't know about Ghana, but in Zambia, there are very few scholarship opportunities for students. So I wasn't on any scholarship. So I was financially dependent on my parents. And then being a university student means transitioning from being dependent from your parent to being uh, partially independent as an individual. So while I was in school, in my first year, I didn't know financial management skills. So most of the times, if my parents sent me a 30 US dollar for that month, and then because I lacked financial management and I finished this money within a month, meaning I had to fend for myself for the other few weeks that were coming until the next month comes. So one of the things I did was I ventured into SMEs where I could sell drinks to my fellow students. So that's how I obtained these financial aiders. Unlike me waiting on my parents always, I ventured into selling variety of items in school so that I could fend for myself. But I really faced a lot of financial challenges while in school.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Kaoma. Let me come to you, Madam Nhyira. Can you talk us? I mean, can you talk us through some of the financial challenges you have had back in school?
So personally, I haven't been in
Yeah.
such a state before,
Okay.
but I had one roomie who was facing such hurdles, and what she used to do was she had this skill. She used to braid and also fix nails. So that was what got her through. Yeah, so
Okay. All right. So let me come to you, Mr. Abraham. Can you also walk us through some of the financial challenges you may have come
Yeah,
across?
thank you so much. I think for me, I have a lot of financial challenges, and
Okay.
so I think as part of the challenges, I engaged in a business called Everquick. So I used that to raise some amounts of money. So it goes beyond. I think when we talk about financial challenges, it goes beyond just paying fees and hostels, paying hostel fees. So
Yes.
your feeding money and so many other things. So
Yeah.
at a point, I think I remember for a semester, I didn't want to burden my parents so much. So I hardly call them for school fees or
School
those
fees.
things. So I want to do it
Do
myself.
it
So at a
yourself.
point, I think there was a particular semester where the portal was being closed for registration and I hadn't paid my fees. I was
Yeah.
like, how am I going to raise this
That's
amount of
true.
money? So lo and behold, I had to make some few calls here and there, do some and at least it
You were
was okay.
able
Yeah,
to.
I was able to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But first, let's still go deeper a bit since you have had a lot of financial issues. First of all, does UPSA have some financial aids that support students?
That's a great question. Yeah. So in UPSA, there are financial opportunities or financial aids that support students. We have the Vice Chancellor Endowment Fund that was
Okay.
launched by the Vice Chancellor in 2017. 100 million Ghana cedis was launched by the Vice Chancellor to support needy students, needy but brilliant students. Yeah. So aside that, too, the SRC too also in its own way kind of contribute some monies to students who cannot afford their fees. So
Okay.
these are some of the opportunities available.
Okay, so you spoke about two of the financial aids that UPSA provides for students. How available and effective is this? Because sometimes you realize that, I mean, these are student financial aid supports for, I mean, for students, but sometimes you apply for these support and it takes longer time to come. As you said, they got to a time at a point you were not able to pay your fees, the portal was closed. How effective and available are these programs or financial programs to students?
Thank you once again for the question. For me, I believe a lot goes into these scholarships than sometimes you might think. So I would like to take it from the fundamentals.
Okay.
Though these financial aids are available, most students are not aware.
Okay.
I can tell you, only 1 out of 10 university students in UPSC are aware of the Vice Chancellor
And
Endowment
why
Fund.
so?
Because students don't read. When you go on the school's website, it is there. but then students are not aware of. And even when you tell them, they want you to feed them with all the information rather than they going to do their own research and know whether they meet the requirements or not. So let's deal with the fundamentals. Students are not aware of these opportunities. Those who are also aware, they are lazy to even search about the requirements and how to even apply to be eligible for these opportunities. So aside that too, when it access to these opportunities, with the effectiveness, I think there's a board that sits on these opportunities. We can't just say we are distributing monies, but then we have to put people in charge to distribute these monies, check whether these people are eligible, these people, do they really need this, do the background investigation. So I think they need to get some time to do these background investigations. However, the kind of bureaucracy that goes into this sometimes delays the whole process, making students defer at the end.
But have you personally utilized some of these programs?
Personally, I've not benefited from any. Maybe I'm yet to, but personally, I've not.
You haven't?
Yeah,
okay.
Personally, I haven't.
So, Miss Kaoma, if you're there, I'm coming straight to you. So, I want to talk about your school. If there are some, your former school that you just completed, has there or are there some financial aids that support students?
Thank you for the question. Now has a provision for students are not scholarships, but these are loans that are given to each student that applies. So if you apply at Mulungushi University now, you can get a scholarship, a government loan, which you are supposed to retain once you start working. So that's the only form of financial assistance that students at Mulungushi University are being assisted. They do not have loans, but they do not have scholarships, but they do have loans that the government provides.
Okay, so how effective are these loans? Because of course, when you apply for a loan, it takes some time, because I don't think you can just walk to, the committee's office and just tell them, okay, you cannot pay your fees, so you need a loan of such amount, and it will just be given to you. So how available and effective are these loans for students who have these financial hurdles?
Okay, so the loans are very available because we've got in Zambia, we've got the higher education, HB, the higher education loans. It's an institution that deals with student loans. So if you are a student that has applied to any university in Zambia, a government university in Zambia, and wants a scholarship, you simply go to the office, the loans office, and say, so what they do is frequently on their Facebook page, so you can apply through the link that is provided.
Can you excuse me? Can you take it from where you said their Facebook page? I think the line was breaking a bit, so I didn't hear you clearly.
Okay, so the loans board has got a Facebook page where they make the links available for anyone who wants to apply for a student loan and you want to go to Mulungushi or the University of Zambia. So it is through that link that you apply for the scholarship, and the loans board picks it up from there. They are the board in charge of granting students these loans. So it's up to the board to see if you qualify for the loan. The loans now are the qualification for you to qualify, the requirements for you to get this loan is that you have to have a certain mark. So here in Zambia, we use 6 points. So for instance, you have to score 6 points for you to acquire that loan. But the loans are very much available to any person who meets the criteria.
Okay, I think one more before we take a break. I think you spoke about you exploring SMEs when you had some financial hurdles. But then apart from that, were you able to seek help from, this loan office? Were they able to help you at a point? Did you go to them at a point?
Unfortunately for me, at the time I was in university, the loans board was not giving loans to the university that I was attending. So it was only given to two public universities, and my university by then was a private university. So it is only when I was in fourth year that the boards introduced loans. I couldn't access it at then because I was already almost graduating. So at no particular did I go to them seeking for financial help. But nevertheless, nowadays I have seen students where you enter because these loans are given to people who are not yet into university, but people who wish to be university students. Okay. So nowadays, people in second year and then they face some financial hurdles, they can still go to the loans board and apply for a student loan.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Kaoma. The discussion is getting quite interesting, but then we'll go for a quick break. And when we come back, we'll delve more into the discussion. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. And if you just joined us, this is African Students Voices, and we have been discussing university finances, exploring financial aid and scholarships. And before the break, we were talking about some financial aid supports that universities have and how effective and available they are to the university students as and when they need it. So I'll come right straight to Miss Nhyira. Now. Let's delve straight into some personal strategies. I don't know, since you have not been, I mean, you haven't had such issues. Mr. AB made mention that financial hurdles or challenges in finances does not only is not only focused on fees and hostel fees. Sometimes it goes way beyond that. But then I want us to talk about some personal strategies you may have employed to navigate through some financial challenges you may have faced. Yeah.
So one thing that has helped me, I would say I don't do too much buying.
Okay.
So I make budgets with my roomies, and I'm the only junior in my room. Okay. The other three are level 400s.
Okay.
So what we do is that we budget the monies we have, and we only buy the things we really need and not those luxurious goods and I want this, so I want to buy. So you buy the things. Without those things, like, we can't survive. So, and we don't do too much buying.
Okay.
And another thing is that should it be, so let's say I have a 1:30 class, a 1:30 p.m. class today, and we what we do is that should it be we have that class, that 1:30 class, we make sure that we are time conscious, like we make sure that by 12 o'clock we are done.
Okay.
We are ready for class. So with that one, it's either we would walk to our lecture halls or we board shuttle. Okay. instead of ordering boats or ordering a ride or taking taxi. Okay. So with that one, I think when you order a ride, that one is like 15 cedis, and when you take a taxi, that one too is 10 cedis, and when you board the shuttle, that one is 3 cedis. Okay. So we make sure that if we don't walk, shuttle would be our next alternative. Okay. Okay. So that one too has really helped. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so not to cut you, but apart from you having this budgeting techniques and maybe exploring other, maybe something that could some business that could yield you some money, are there any noteworthy resourcefulness or creativity in financial management? Have you explored, gone beyond the business, gone beyond the budgeting techniques to seek for some help when it comes to managing your finances?
I would say I'm dependent on my parents.
Okay.
So regardless, and sometimes, let me be honest, I lie sometimes. Hello, mommy, I'm sick. I want this. The doctor says this drug, that drug.
But they are all to get the money.
Yeah, and then she'll just send the money, and so I lie sometimes, and though we budget, but the things on campus are quite expensive and all that. You budget, but before you realize the money is done. So I like
just have to do that.
There are other things I wouldn't want to share.
That's fine. Okay. Sure. So let me come to you, Mr. AB. Are there some personal strategies you have employed in managing your financial challenges?
I think when it comes to my financial challenges, how I manage them, as part of it, I do some volunteering works. So there are sometimes I see some programs, some opportunities. I text the event organizers, or I would like to volunteer for your event, and I know that will definitely crave weba. So and
Yeah,
sometimes too I help my mentor. So he's a doctor, he goes for screening. So when he's going, I go with him. Then at least
get
something
something.
small will come.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are some things I do.
Okay, Miss Kaoma, if you can hear me, I'm coming back to you. If you can share with us some personal strategies you may have employed in order to help you in your financial challenges.
Okay, and thank you very much, first of all. So, some personal strategies that I used was financial management. I had to take up financial management skills because I noticed in my first year really struggle with my finances. So I took up certain financial management courses that helped me to handle my finances better. And as I said earlier on, I ventured into SMEs. I realized that students, my university was in a very far place. It was very far from town. So I could bring students' needs and wants closer to them. So I started a business in my room, and that way I could have extra money for myself. So the other thing I did was also seek guidance. Our school had a provision of a student counselor who you can go and talk to, and these people have very valuable information that overcome these financial hurdles.
Okay, okay. So now let's come down to the impact on well-being and academic journey. I mean, as a student, if you are facing these financial hurdles and you're not able to pay your fees, have your hostel fee paid, and you're on campus, and you know, or you have that mentality that, oh no, I'm owing fees, and at this point, the portal will be closed. At this point, I can't register for my exam. I mean, it has a whole lot of impact on you. So I want to come to you, Mr. Abraham. How has these financial aids, I mean, scholarship and personal strategies helped, improved, or imparted on your overall well-being since you use them in handling your financial challenges?
Thank you so much. For me, if I'm well able to employ these strategies, I know that in the long run, I'm gaining academic excellence. Now, I like to break it down. So, assuming I've not paid my fees, the semester is about to end, or we are going to write exams. If I've not paid my fees, I will not be able to write the exams. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, assuming also that I'm able to pay my fees, but then at the latter part of the semester, we are in a world where everything is basically done online. Our assignments, our IEs, everything is done online. So if you've not paid your fees and you are waiting till examination before you register, then it means you are not going to get marks for your IEs. You are not going to get marks for your assignments and all these things that were run online. So basically, we are able to manage these strategies well, um, have our finances in order. I think our well-being is safe, our academic excellence too is in the right place.
That's true. But then, still on you, Mr. AB, have you ever, okay, let me say, in specific instances where you had these financial challenges, let's come down to the fact that has this financial challenges influenced your academic decision, your course choice, or even participation in extracurricular activities? Because some of these courses that we offer online, or even the proximity of the university, I mean, you get into the university, you get into the class, like Miss Nhyira said, has some kind of effect on us. So has that ever influenced your choosing of which particular university to go, which particular course to take, or anything of that sort?
Okay, thank you so much. Think in a way, I wouldn't say okay. In a way, the question is quite delicate, complex. I think in level 100 or fresh year, I had the choice to in our school. You sometimes do the degree and the professional course, so the ICAG, the ACCA. While my colleagues were doing the ACCA attached with the degree, I was not able to do that because of the financial challenges I faced. So I think assuming the finances were there, I would have been able to do the ACCA right from level 100. Yeah.
Okay. All right, sure. Miss Nhyira, let me come to you. Has, I mean, financial challenges been, I mean, influenced your decision on which school to go, which course to take? I mean, what to even study and all that? Has there been any impact or influence like that?
I would say yes.
Okay.
So after I completed senior high school, that was in 2021. I my parents and I planned on me furthering abroad and all that, and the fees and everything. I couldn't get in
Yeah.
the scholarship. I couldn't get it, and so I had to apply for University of Ghana, and now I'm here.
Still in Ghana.
Yeah, still in Ghana.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Kaoma, if you can hear me, let's now explore some of, if there has been some influence on your, I mean, how financial challenges has influenced your course. I mean, which course you would want to take, which university you would like to attend. Has there been any influence on that from your financial challenges?
Yes, there has. Because if I think if I would have gotten a scholarship, I would have studied political science, unlike because I went to law school because that's what my parents could afford then. I didn't have any financial assistance. As I said earlier on, in Africa, there are very few scholarship opportunities. So if you want to get a scholarship, I don't know of any university in Africa apart from some universities in South Africa that offer scholarships. But if you're an African child, it's very hard for you to pursue your goals with a scholarship why you want to study something and the scholarship is made available for you. In most instances, you find that African youths are going abroad in countries where scholarships are available for them. So I think as Africa, as African universities, they really need to make these scholarships available.
Okay. Okay, so I think you made mention of the fact that they should be available. Now let's talk about some solutions that, from your perspective, you think the African, leaders could employ to help students facing some of these financial hurdles in Zambia.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think firstly is when the national budget is made, there should be more money that is given to education because once you educate a child, you educate the entire nation. You educate Africa. Once you educate an African child, you educate the entire Africa, the whole world. So a lot of money should be allocated in the national budget in Zambia. Money should be allocated in the education sector. Right now in Zambia, we have free education, but when we look at the free education, is it quality education that we are providing for these students? The other thing is try and partner with organizations, with countries that can offer scholarships to students in their country.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. But lastly, let's talk about some insights or some insights you may have gained from the journey and any particular lessons you may have learnt or advice you would want to share with anyone who is going through, or any student in any African country or anywhere who is going through these financial challenges. Is there something you would want to share? Something that has helped you that you think someone else can employ.
Thank you very much. So firstly, financial management is a skill that each of one needs to do. So I would like to tell African students out there to venture or to spare the time reading, learning skills about financial management because finances are like a basic need that each and every student in Africa or even students across Africa need. So we need to spare time, read those books because there are a lot of financial management materials available online. Even in our libraries, when you walk into your university library, there are a lot of financial books that you can read to ensure that you have skills on managing the little finances that you have. The other thing is using your skills to earn you money. As a student, use your skills to earn you money. If you're good at braiding, start braiding in your free time. Tell your campus students, I can braid. Can you come to my salon on this particular day? Use your spare time to improve on your skills to ensure that your skills bring you the money that you need as a student. And the other thing is also to speak out. I know financial hurdles can sometimes cause you to can cause you to be mentally down. But I think if you speak to someone about the financial challenges that you're facing, I'm sure there's someone out there who can help you. So the best solution to this is speak to someone, ask, don't be shy to ask for assistance. There are people there who can assist you, who are willing to assist you if
I didn't get you right from what you said. There are people who can assist you. If you can take that again, I will be very happy.
okay. So I was saying that people who are willing to help, people really will speak out. I've seen students come up with posters saying, I need this much for my school fees, and people come to their aid. So if only we cannot keep it to ourselves, but share the problem with another, because the problem shared is a problem solved. Instead of you killing yourself in that room, speak to someone.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Miss Kaoma. Let me come to you, Miss Nhyira. Nhyira, yes, Nhyira. Can you share with us some insights you may have learned from during this journey? What has helped you? What you would want to share with others who are equally going through some financial hurdles as a student?
Okay, so as I said, I'm dependent on my parents and
Mm-hmm.
some illegal ways, not really illegal, but I mean,
Yeah.
with them, I lie and everything.
Yeah.
But as I said, I had a roomie who braids, and I also have another roomie who does makeup, and one also fixes nails. She did this for me, and
Okay.
what I would say is that if you have the skill, as she said, you just utilize it. And then there are part-time jobs you can do
Yeah.
during your free times.
That's
And
true.
it wouldn't be like you would have to engage yourself in any hard or any time
Consuming
consuming
job.
work or something. You can even organize tutorials for your mates and take money, assignments and take money, and yeah, that's
Okay.
that's what I can say.
All right, sure. Mr. Evie, let me come to you. Can you share with us some insights that has helped you that you think someone else can employ?
So basically, for me, I believe engaging in volunteer activities and some side hustles. So I believe my colleagues have shared most of the insights. So if you're a graphic designer, you can do flyers. There are organizations that need flyers. Make use of your skill. Let them use you and take their monies. So I would urge my colleagues and friends that if there are skills that they have, they should make use of them. And if you don't have any skill, you can go and learn and still make use of them. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Miss Kaoma. Thank you, Miss Nhyira. And thank you, Mr. A.B. Abraham. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a very insightful discussion where we spoke about university finances, exploring financial aids, scholarships, and then overcoming hurdles. I have been your host, and my name is Jemima Daladem Doche. And you can also follow the show on our social media handles, Association of African Universities, on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time, see you. Bye.